Yeah. So I'm Floriane. Today I spoke about clinical trial supply, the landscape of clinical trials and the supply during one of the sessions in this arena event. So yeah, the Biosecure Act is a act that could prevent some of our bio company or pharmaceutical companies from doing business with some of the major CMO companies in China. So in this act, a couple of companies were stated. So it means that pharmaceutical companies may no longer be able to use the services of these Chinese companies. So it could be a problem for them in the future. So the impact could be like they will find other companies, CMO companies, to manufacture the API or dose or packaging. So they could delocate this from China into other markets which are okay for the US to do business with. They could also decide to create their own manufacture facilities. It will take more time, but it will also enable these companies to prevent them from facing the tariff that are also imposed by the US for medicines as well. So I think we will see more companies having like new facilities coming up based in the United States, but it will take time before they get like approval to do that. So it will take some time. And in the meantime, our data also shows that when a company has a drug that is manufactured like from a company such as WuXi, which is a Chinese company that was stated in the act, such as like a company do not do business with, they are not relying only on this company. So it means that they already have other companies they're working with to mitigate the risk, and they could also increase the production from these other companies to make sure that even if they can't do business anymore with Chinese companies, then the manufacturing of the drugs are not at risk. Of course, it could be more expensive because Chinese companies, the cost tend to be lower, so it will bring the cost up in the future. So the MFN's policy stands for Most Favored Nation, where it's a type of international reference pricing, which is a policy that is used in many governments worldwide to actually bring prices of medicines down. So basically what they do, I think 77 countries worldwide are already using international reference pricing to set up prices of medicines at a low cost, as the lowest cost as possible. But commonly they're taking a look at a couple of countries worldwide, and they're going to say like, we're going to take the price of the three lowest prices in the countries of reference. So they commonly average the three lowest prices, or the average of all the prices, or the mean of these different prices in other markets. And it's an extremely effective way of lowering prices down. And what Trump is willing to do is like using exactly the same type of policy, but instead of taking a look at the average prices, it's going to take the lowest possible price, which is a bomb, the bomb in the industry, because up to now, like medicines prices were commonly free, so companies were able to set up the prices at whichever level they wanted to. And basically, this is what Trump is against: is like companies were like compensating from the loss in like countries where regulation is quite high in terms of drug prices, and they were increasing the prices in the United States to compensate for the loss in other countries. And this is exactly what Trump is trying to prevent in the future. The consequences would be if companies cannot maximize the revenues as they used to in the past, it could have an impact in terms of the future developments. So they may not be willing to invest more into new technologies, or maybe they're going to select only some of them. So it could have an impact in the future on the clinical trials. It remains to be seen how this policy will be implemented, because when you work a lot on international reference pricing, you can see that everything is about the details. But with Trump's administration, there are no details whatsoever. So we've seen that with the first companies agreeing to lower prices down, that they're using the fact that everything is quite vague at their advantage, because we don't know for which drugs, which program is going to apply. We don't know, the list of countries are not clearly stated. It says OECD company that have at least 60% of the GDP of the United States, but you don't have the list stated. And what we've seen is that companies are saying yes, we agree to lower prices down by 80% sometimes, but they were talking about Medicaid prices. So it's one program, public program, and this is actually this program where the prices are not necessarily displayed. So we don't know whether it was the initial price. We know that it's going down to 80%. We don't know the final price either. So I think it's a way for companies trying to mitigate the risk and apply major discounts on the prices for some of the drugs, but not for everything on the market. And it could help navigate through this massive bomb and being not as big as expected.